probably crying over here.
Are we facing? Are we facing on
Behind me.
facing right here?
Oh, face inside. Yeah, face this way. Oh, shit.
See the bean bag?
Uh,
Bag, hold that mug or something.
Let me see what I can do. Hey, Shalom, everybody. The brother live. Got my cousin with me.
Joshua Allen 144.
So, faces, places change, but the message is the same. So we're going to start by facing the east. This way. Let's give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, taught us his truth, honors to the brethren that's laboring doing the work to push the gospel. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. To be the 1/3 of the nation of Israel, according to scripture, who would be the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, who sincerely return it back to the Most High by hearing and believing on his word, so that he will have mercy on us in judgment. Be back with another live lesson through the power and spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. I already forgot what I titled it, but we getting on Esau. And I think I titled it like the nations rising up against her, roughly paraphrasing. We see that going on right now. It's a worldwide uprising against the so-called white man. He's been revealed to the earth to be the wicked. We can see that through the different wars and the conflicts that he stir up, as well as how he handled business here in America. So we're gonna get on with the first precept.
All right. First precept is Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Adawan Yahweh concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Adawan Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle.
So yeah, that rumor, that's going into prophecy. And that rumor or that message from the ambassador, is actually another Edomite. This ambassador that's sent among the heathen, that's actually Esau, Edom, going to these other nations, gathering them for battle against the Edomites here in the West. And that ambassador, that would be Putin, that would be Russia. That's assembling the nations together. And who is this her? That's Lady Liberty, the Great Whore, in other words, America. Yeah, let's grab the next one.
Matthew 12. Now we're going to Matthew chapter 12, verse 25 and 26. And Yahweh Shai knew their thoughts, and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. 26.
Yeah.
All right. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand?
So right now Satan is casting out Satan. The house of Esau is divided. You got the Edomites over there in the east, being Russia. You got the Edomites here in the west, being the Americans and being Europe. If Esau had a perfect kingdom, Russia, Europe, and America would be united. But what the scriptures say, a house divided cannot stand. The house of Esau is divided. And in these, I'm sorry. So any house or kingdom divided is destined for destruction. And we've seen it play out in real time. The division always being there, but the Lord, it's being more apparent. It's going to turn to an all-out war. And then, going back to Obadiah 1, and it says an ambassador is being sent among the heathen. That's the Edomites over there in the east, being Russia, again, going to the other nations to gather them to rise up against her in battle.
Revelation chapter 20, verse 7 and 8. It says, and when 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea.
And that's a two-part prophecy. This going into the 1,000 years when Satan, which the Satan in the earth, this is talking about the so-called white man. After they came out the caves, through the Renaissance period or the rebirth, Esau was coming back into power around the 1400s. He deceived the nation. whitewashed history, changed history. Well, they didn't change it. They whitewashed it, made themselves to be the people. They put themselves, in the Holy Land, deceived the world with mainly Christianity. That the prophets, the angels, and the Most High and the Son are so-called white men. So that was accomplished by the Edomites over here in the East through America and Europe, which is the rebirth of the Roman Empire. So the deception went out to the four corners of the earth already. That's already happened. But after that deception will go out, you will have Gog and Magog gathering the nations for battle. A Gog and Magog is the ambassador in Obadiah 1. The ambassador, that's sent among the heathen, say, let us rise up against her for battle. That's Gog and Magog. And so the deception went out. Now the nations being gathered for war.
Now we're on Psalms chapter 58, verse 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they are born, speaking lies.
That's Psalm 53.
Yeah.
My bad, I'm moving a little slow. Okay, yeah, so when it says that the wicked are estranged from the womb, it's not talking about, when they come out their mother's womb. It's talking about the birth of a nation, and that's a saying in the world, the birth of a nation. So the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. That's going into Satan coming out of his prison after 1,000 years, coming out them caves, through the rebirth of the Roman Empire or the birth of a nation, them coming back into power. They went out deceiving the nations. So, they came back into power, with that deception. So that's them speaking lies as soon as they be born coming out the womb, which being born coming out the womb is just a metaphor. But it's going into their rebirth, them coming back into power. And they spoke them lies. That's why the whole world believes in Christianity, and that the Most High, the prophets, the angels, Son of God, Yahweh Shah, the whole world believe that they so-called white men, and that they the holy people. Man, this rain cleared up. I'm gonna move this up a little bit.
Out that way.
Hey, yeah. Yeah. That's probably good. Yeah. So that's all. All right. Yep.
All right. Now we at Jeremiah 51, verse 7. Babylon have been a golden cup in the outer wines Yahweh's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad.
So yeah, Satan, after being loose from his prison, he will go out and deceive the nations. That's the wicked being estranged from the womb, telling lies as soon as they be born. So as soon as Esau came back on the scene in power, first thing he started doing was deceiving the nations. And that's through his wine. His philosophy, his democracy, his religion, his Christianity, his colonialism. So yeah, the nations drunk of that wine. All these countries, they was doing business with Esau. And they found out, that Esau can't be trusted. It's the saying, there's no honor among thieves. So Esau done ripped off everybody, got what he wanted from everybody. Now the nation's mad. Stealing their resources. Esau got all these countries. He got their women out of line. Women not covering themselves up now. They wearing spandex. He's spreading his feminism all over the earth. So the women is out of order worldwide. And now you got LGBTQ all over the place. And that's why in Africa, they kicking out Germany and France. in Africa, parts of Africa, they made LGBT activity You get life in prison for that. Hey, so the nations are mad at the wine that they drunk of Esau Edom. So that's part of the reason, the nations are like, let us rise up against her in battle. Also the sanctions, Esau stealing their resources, like my cousin said, weakening their economies, all of that.
I got a piece of Isaiah 33:1.
Okay. Yeah.
The precept, Isaiah 33:1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealt treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. So when they said something about the spoil, that's them going over, got military bases in everybody else's country, taking their natural resources, they gold, raping their women, taking their money, killing their ambassador and putting sanctions on them and all that. All that stuff is gonna come back and bite America in the ass.
I appreciate that. I actually been looking for that. I couldn't think of it. Let's go to Habakkuk 2 and 5 after that too. Yeah. So yeah, the nations they're gonna deal treacherously with America. That's going back to Obadiah 1. Let us rise up against her in battle. Or these nations, they're gonna do something wicked to America. And it's gonna be so wicked that it can only be of the Most High.
Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. He also, because he transgressed by wine, he is the proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
So he said he is a proud man. Said he is as death. He can't be satisfied. He neither keepeth at home. That's why they got military bases in everybody else's country. America's military is more so outside of America than it is within America. So they sprayed thin. What you think they doing out there? Dealing treacherously, spoiling. It's all gonna come back on them. That's why America is being invaded right now. All the people entering this country. You mess with John Wick.
I seen a couple.
And John Wick. So pretty much, I know it's in the last one. So maybe 3 and 4. A lot of the homeless population, there was actually assassins. There was hitmen. So when the hit would go out, the people who was laid in the trash, jackets over them, you thought was homeless, there was actually somebody. That's going to be the case for America. Hey, yeah, it's going to be cold.
That's crazy. I never seen it. I'm going to have to watch it.
Yeah.
Now we're going to jump back into the book of Ezekiel, chapter 38, verse 3 through 7.
Perfect.
And I say, thus saith the Adonai Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, and the chief prince of Meshach, and Tubal.
Yep.
And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. And I will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, Libya, with them, and all of them with shields and helmets.
So going back to Obadiah 1, an ambassador sent among the heathen. Let us rise up against her in battle. That's what Ezekiel 38 is narrating. The Lord said he'll put hooks into their jaws, to bring forth his army and other armies with him. Persia, which represents the Middle East, Ethiopia, which represent, the African countries, Libya, the Muslim, Islam countries, they all joined under Russia. Not only that, but China, North Korea, the whole world is joining Russia, but that's what this is showing here. Yeah.
Gomer, Ezekiel 38, chapter 30, Ezekiel 38, verse 6. Gomer and all his bands, the house of how you say that?
I think
Tagarma of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee.
Gomer and Togarmah, whatever, that's talking about Turkey, which we know Turkey, they playing both sides of the fence right now. Turkey, they're going to stop doing business with America, and they're going to join Russia, and they're going to aid Russia in destroying this place. Right now, Turkey is speaking out against the Israeli president, the Israeli military. They're speaking out against America. You know what I'm saying? They got to pay for the war crimes over there in Hamas, Gaza, or whatever. You know that area of the so-called Middle East. So this conflict that's going on, that's going to be the last straw for Turkey. You know, they're going to completely reject America. You know, be joined under Russia, which the Turkish president, he said, you know, it's past talking. You know, he says nothing to talk about.
All right, Ezekiel 38, verse 7. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them.
So yeah, you know, Russia is already in battle mode. You know, and that was accomplished, I think, early last year when they invaded Ukraine. So they already in motion. Well, these other nations, you know, they gearing up for battle, and that's to come up against America. And Russia gonna be a guard to them, not only militarily but financially. You know, Russia providing military aid, money, military training to these other countries that they rising up to get them ready for this battle. You know, going back to Obadiah 1. Let's jump down. Yep. Let's get 10 through 12 as well.
Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 10 through 12. Thus saith the Adonai Yahweh, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. 11. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates.
So yeah, that's happening right now. They done already had that evil thought, and that's, you know, let's invade America. That's why you see all these foreigners coming over here, which a lot of them has already been over here. So a silent invasion is going on right now. Hey, what eventually, you know, at the right time, you know, hey, they're gonna invade this land by air too. But I think the movie called Red Dawn, you know, it's a ground invasion right now. When everything in place, they're gonna come full force. This mug gonna be surrounded by ground, by sea, by air, and that's talking about America. You know, those who dwell at rest, and because right now, America is still particularly the safest country, not the safest, but as far as, you know, no wars happening on American soil, so the people are at rest. You know, the wars are always outside of America. America's never been invaded. So yeah, this would be the people that's at rest, you know, that dwell safely. So it's talking about America.
Verse 12. Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 12. To take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thy hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle, goods that dwell in the midst of the land.
That's talking about America. This is a place where people gather from all the other nations, all other countries, to get goods and cattle, you know, to get merchandise, material wealth. Everybody come here to obtain, to increase. But, well, the countries know that, so they're gonna come over here and take for a prey, take for a spoil. You know, they're gonna rob and kill. And the desolate places that are now inhabited, well, America is destined for destruction. But as of right now, it's still inhabited. So in other words, it's like in the world when you tell somebody you a dead man walking, same with America. You know, it's desolate, but for now it's inhabited. You know, the Lord gonna turn this place upside down. and just thought about it. I was talking to my mom. Had some family over last night. On her way home late last night, she saw 2 missiles being transported. Hey, so it's any day now. Oh, and also too, Russia, they loading up their nuclear missiles in the silos, which we mentioned that yesterday.
Now we're going to go to Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 9. For lo, I will rise and cause to come against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrow shall be of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain.
So yeah, you know, America is being invaded silently by ground. But the Lord is going to cause these great nations to rise up against Babylon. And what makes you a great nation? When you got nuclear missiles. No, when you got a capable military. So you could throw Iran in the picture, the Middle East. They would be part of this great nation. You could throw North Korea in there. To the book of Job, a lot of these countries that were once weak, they now strong. So the scriptures say, let the weak say, I am strong. America not the only one with nukes. Yeah, and it says, they're going to set themselves in array against her. You got Russian and China warships all over the oceans. They're going to surround this place. It's going to be completely surrounded in the land, by air, and by sea. And then, from thence, this place is going to be taken. In other words, destroyed by the arrows, which are the nuclear missiles. This is playing out in real time right now. And then you just look at this place, this is how you know when Ezekiel 38, when it says them that are at rest, it's talking about America. It's global conflict and wars being fought all over the place. And these people ain't got a care in the world.
What's that thing? Drinking to make it married. They're not paying attention to it.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
They said he was in here eating that ice cream cones in the rain, having a good time.
Yeah.
That destruction is on his way, right around the corner. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised.
So yeah, how's the Lord made these heathen, Esau small among the heathen? Well, that's multiple ways. Their birth rates are declining, so their population is decreasing. Book of Isaiah say the haughty people do languish, low testosterone, all of that. But the Edomites over here in the east, in the west, speaking about America, Europe, NATO, well, they being made small, meaning what? All these other, what's the saying? There's strength in numbers. So all these countries that's being gathered, joined under Russia, being gathered to come up against this place in battle, America is greatly outnumbered. America is, indirectly at war with Russia through Ukraine. America is going to go to war with China over Taiwan. They're at war with the Middle East over Israel. So the Edomites over here in the West, being America, hey, they being made small. They fighting against the whole world right now. And then Revelation 17, it'll tell you that the 10 horns, being the European Union, they gonna hate the whore, and burn her with fire, devour her flesh. So that's going into America's closest allies switching up on them. Turkey already, switching up on them. But you got Germany and France, and they want to join the BRICS because, it's more profitable for them. Well, they're going to find out that they can't do no business with America. And so that's how this place is being made small among the heathen. And that's because this place is greatly despised. And that's why you had things like the Day of Jihad, a global attack against the fake Jews. That's why you got worldwide protests against Israel over Palestine. The Palestinian protests, that's no different than the Black Lives Matter protests. What the two got in common? They was rising up against Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Once they were saying Black Lives Matter, now you see Palestinian lives matter. Everybody's upset.
All right. Now we go into the book of Micah.
Yep.
Now we're going to the book of Micah, chapter 1, chapter 2, verse 1 through 3. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. Verse 2, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. So
yeah, they have wicked imaginations, when they go to sleep. Then the next day they acting on it. That's what it means. They because it's in the power of their hand, and they try to legalize their wicked actions through their laws and legislation. They upset with you. They're gonna say you broke conducts ABC 123 paragraph number 7. Now they invading your country, and they doing what? They taking your land, taking by violence. You know, that's what we got back in Habakkuk 2 and 5. He enlargeth his desire itself, cannot be satisfied, and they oppress a man and his heritage. You know, they oppressing entire countries. Got millions of people can't get food, water, provide for their country because America throwing all kind of sanctions on them, taking their resources for pennies, paying them people pennies while they making billions over here. And that's the wine that the nation's drunk of when we read Jeremiah 51:7 earlier. That the nations have drunken of our wine and are mad. Yeah, people done with this place. We done with this place. Hey, Esau over here in America, they done with this place. You know, half the Edomites, hate America. That's that divided house should be brought to desolation.
All right. Micah chapter 2, verse 3. Therefore thus saith the out of wine, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil.
So the Lord said against this family. It's a particular family that was taking fields, taking lands, taking houses by violence, by force, oppressing people in entire nations, entire countries. The Lord said against that family. That's the house of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. The Lord is devising a great evil against them. And that's what we open up with in Obadiah 1 verse 1. That's the beginning of it. An ambassador sent among the heathen as Gog and Magog, gathering the nations for battle. The Lord about to do something wicked to this place. Wicked. Like, even in your imagination, you can't top what the Lord about to do.
All right. Now we're going to go to the book of Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
Hey, the Most High is not mocked. Yo, what you sow is what you reap. And that's why we just read, the Lord said he will devise the evil against his family that they can't remove their necks from. That's going into slavery. You oppressed, well, now they're going to be oppressed. You hunted the people, well, the cunning hunter Esau, he's going to be hunted. When you read Jeremiah 16 and 16, the Lord is sending forth many fishers, then many hunters. Ultimately, for them just to go into slavery, well, yeah, the Most High is not mocked. The book of Numbers say, blood defiled the land, and the land can be cleansed except by the blood of him that shed it. Hey, that's why Revelation 13 and 10 say, he who killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Who lead into captivity shall go into captivity. So that's what the Lord that's the evil that the Lord got devised against Esau, Edom. They not gonna ride off in the sunset. They not gonna escape this judgment. Yup.
Now we have the book of Job, chapter 34, verse 29. When he giveth quietness, who then can make trouble? And when he hideth his face, who then can behold him? Whether it be done against a nation or against a man only. So yeah, nobody can stop the Lord's judgment. And rather it's against the man or against the nation. The Lord can judge you individually, but he can also judge as a nation too. That's why you got Edomites say, well, I didn't take y'all into slavery. I don't oppress y'all. Well, what did the book of Isaiah 14 say? Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. Which in a regeneration, these Edomites are the same people that took the land. That killed the natives, took us on the slave ships. They don't realize that though. Yeah, so yeah, the Lord, right now we being judged as a nation. And when we speak about the other nations, the Lord is no respecter of persons. So meaning what? You other white people, it don't matter what good y'all do in the earth, the Lord's gonna judge y'all as a nation. Y'all don't really have a choice. That choice was only given to the house of Israel to be exempt from the Lord's judgment. When you go to Deuteronomy chapter 30, the Lord set before us life and death. That's a choice. That choice wasn't presented to the other nations. So no matter what good or evil, the Lord already had their judgment planned out. So the Lord, he'll judge Israel on an individual basis. That's why he got the 1/3 versus the 2/3. But the other nations, the Lord gonna judge them as a whole.
Hey, because even though they might not have done some of the crimes, they still benefit from those crimes. That's why you got Edomites with generational wealth. Hey, that was developed off of insurance fraud. They killing slaves and they receive payment for it. And then you had us being bred like cattle. That's where you get the term motherfucker from.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were blindfold slaves. Matter of fact, I've been waiting to do a lesson on it. It was a particular slave. Man, he was a big hawk, Dragon Ball Z looking dude. They fed him good, they took care of him, but they used him to breed other slaves. They say he had like over 200 children. So they would breed us, then kill us to get paid off of that. And like Chase Bank, that was developed, off of insurance of dead slaves. I think like even the Titanic, they said that was an insurance scheme. The ship went down, they got money from the Titanic being destroyed, and I think it's either Wells Fargo or Chase Bank. That's how they got the ball rolling. Yeah, these devils, boy. Man, yeah. But that's where you get the term mother effort from. They would blindfold certain of our men and force them to have sex with relatives, other men's wives. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Now we have the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 3. The pride of thy heart hath deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
So yeah, the pride of thy heart hath deceived thee. That's why Habakkuk 2:5 say, he is a proud man. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. Who is the true caveman of the earth? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. And and they feel in their heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And that goes into the book of Revelation 13 that show you that Esau is the beast. Revelation 13, when they say, who can make war with the beast? That's how Esau feel. And, that's how the rest of the world feels too. Who can rise, who can go to war against America? Well, that's why it's a saying, there's strength in numbers. That's why the Lord is making them small among the heathen. America is going to be greatly outnumbered and outmatched, outgunned, outmissile, right now. But, they say, who shall bring me down to the ground? In other words, who can take them out of power? Who can defeat them? And that question still stands today. They really feel like that more so now than ever. And that's a question mark. Meaning what? It's an invitation. Esau is accepting all challengers. Well, the Lord gonna step up to the plate. Which that's in the next verse. What we got next verse? My bad. Let's read Obadiah 1 to 3 again. Let's go down to 4. So yeah.
The book of Obadiah, 1 to 3 more time?
3 and 4.
Right.
Yep.
Let's start over. Book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 3. The pride of thy heart hath deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
With a question mark. These devils feel like nobody can bring them down. That invitation is open. They said who? They didn't specify. They said who? They calling out everybody. And let's see what the next scripture says.
Chapter 4. Verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as an eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence I will bring thee down, saith the Adonai Yahweh.
The Lord said, I will bring thee down. Cause see, and that's through the pride of his heart that Esau feel that way. The Lord said, since you feel that way, I'm gonna step up to the square. So the Lord gonna bring these devils down by using these other countries. Particularly being Russia. It's like the movie, a fight scene where you see two people hit each other at the same time. They both knock each other out. That's what the Lord about to do with the house of Esau. Russia gonna lead the charge and bringing these devils down. And then who's ever left remaining after the nuclear destruction, they're gonna be getting zapped by the Most High and the holy angels. And who's ever left after that, we're gonna be sent as hunters to their underground bunkers to put them in chains. So that's why my cousin got earlier, Isaiah 33:1. When you done dealing treacherously and taking to spoil you, that they will be dealt with treacherously. So they said, who shall bring me down to the ground? You know, all these other countries that they walked over, they gonna aid in America's destruction, beginning with the invasion, then the nuclear missiles, and then in our kingdom, all people gonna have authority over Esau. You know, we gonna be in power, you know, in authority, but you know, there's gonna be levels to slavery in the kingdom. All nations gonna be our slaves, but our slaves are gonna have slaves. That's how low Esau gonna be.
All right, now we have the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 3. And it says, and I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast.
Here, verse 4 as well.
Yep.
That's what I meant to put.
All right. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like this beast? Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him?
And that's fair. I didn't realize they had it in the notes, but Book of Obadiah, when they said, who shall bring me down to the ground? You know, that's what the world was saying at one point in time. Who can make war with the beast? Who can bring down America? Well, the Lord gonna take them up on that challenge, and that's being fulfilled right now. Yeah, you can do that.
All right, now we have the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 3 and 4. And I behold, and lo, the man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. Verse 4, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire.
So yeah, when it said when this boy all burned that heard his voice, you know, that's the Lord commanded the missiles to be shot off. That's the Lord giving the order to the holy angels to start zapping people. You know, that's what it means. You know, all who heard his voice was burnt up. And that was 2nd Ezra 13. Okay, I'm getting that right now. Okay, so yeah, that's showing the levels, you know, the different battles that Esau gonna have to fight. You know, here in the earth, within America, outside America, and in the heavens. Okay, bet.
Now we have 2nd Ezra chapter 13, 10 and 11. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempest.
So it don't mean that fire gonna literally come out the Lord's mouth. You know, it's a metaphor. You know, for the Lord is gonna command the missiles and that chariot fire to start zapping folks. So the Lord speak and people gonna be burnt up. It's a cause and an effect. The Lord is the cause when he speak it, and what's gonna happen, people gonna be burnt up.
Verse 11, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which were prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid.
So yeah, there's gonna be nothing left of the nations that steps up to fight our Lord Yahweh Shah. There's gonna be nothing left but dust and smoke. You know, the Lord gonna beat them to powder. You know, which is somewhere in the book of 2nd Ezra, I believe. So yeah, and the Lord is coming with war in his heart. The day of vengeance is in his heart. You know, the Lord not coming, you know, to make peace with the nations. He's coming to destroy them.
All right. The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 5. If these come to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they have had enough? If the grasshoppers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes?
Yeah, so what did Esau do? He spoiled the nations. Well, guess what? This place is going to be spoiled. That's why we got Ezekiel 38 earlier, that the nation is going to invade this place being America, to take a spoil and take a prey. Well, the thing is, the Lord gonna empty this place out. It's gonna be invaded. People gonna take everything, and then the nuclear missiles. That's actually another level of America being invaded. So the nuclear missiles gonna completely empty this place out. After the nations come here to take a prey and a spoil you, the nuclear missiles gonna finish off the job. It's gonna be nothing left.
All right, Ezekiel 38, 9-12. Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land. Thou and all thy bands and many people with thee.
Hey, so that's going into the nation's gonna do an aerial invasion eventually of America. Hey, but the nuclear missiles, that's gonna also be an aerial invasion. So that's twofold right there. Like a cloud to cover the land. We know the Lord gonna rain many nuclear missiles on this place.
All right, verse 10. Thus saith the Adonai Yahweh, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. 11. And thou shalt say, I will go up into the land of unwalled villages, and I will go to them as they were at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, having neither bars nor gates. Here's the point, verse 12. To take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods that dwell in the midst of the land. So
yeah, they're gonna take a prey and a spoil you. They're gonna turn their hand upon the desolate places. And there's levels to desolation with America. It's desolate right now through the spirit. The haughty people do languish. A house divided cannot stand. But the next level beyond this is America being invaded. Stores gonna go empty, dead people all over the place, people getting shot, burned, stabbed, raped, blackout. That's another level of desolation. But the top level of desolation is when they push them buttons to release them nuclear missiles. That's gonna be the job finished. So the Lord gonna completely empty this place out.
Now we have the book of Job, chapter 18, verse 16. His roots shall be dried up beneath, and above shall his branch be cut off.
So that's going into Esau's family tree. Remember, the Lord has devised the evil against his family, against this family, this nation, that they want to escape from. His roots being dried up beneath, and the branches being cut off above is a metaphor for Esau being erased from the earth. To completely destroy a tree, you can't just cut off the branches above. The roots got to be dried up beneath. And that's also a metaphor for Esau's judgment. So the branches being cut off above, where you're going to have these Edomites, what the world calls outer space, fighting against Yahweh Shai and the angels. So above the earth, Esau going to be getting cut down. That's the branches being cut up. That's the branches being cut from above. It says his roots shall be dried up beneath. That's going into what? The nuclear missiles. It's going to turn these Edomites to dust. And then even beyond that, under the earth, we're going to snatch them out of their underground bunkers so they go into slavery. And that's the branches being cut off above and the roots being dried up beneath. Then we know after that, they're going to be exterminated from the earth. So above the earth, Esau going to be getting his tail whooped. And under the earth, he's going to be getting his tail whooped.
All right. Now we got the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up?
So yeah, Esau being searched out right now. The scriptures say, the Lord will make a great inquisition against him. And ultimately that's being done by this ministry. We bringing up all his former crimes against humanity. Like we bringing up charges. But these other countries, they bringing up Esau's past history too, as well as what's going on now. But the Lord ain't done. Esau still got more wickedness to do before he be taken out of the way. So yeah, Esau is being made bare, naked, exposed. We see the devil for who he is. That's what's going on right now. The Black Lives Matter movement, although we know it's some BS, that got worldwide attention. At one point in time, they was over there in Europe and in other countries protesting Black Lives Matter. But now the whole world's protesting for the Palestinians against the Israelis. Hey, so Esau is being searched out.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, verse 10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brother and his neighbors, and he is not.
So yeah, Esau is being made bare. He's uncovering his secret places. In other words, all his lies and atrocities, that's being done behind closed doors. That's why we had the internet. That's not something that the white man created on his own. The Lord had that created to expose him, really.
Now we have the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him.
So yeah, the men that were at peace with Esau, they're gonna deceive Esau. Meaning what? They're gonna switch up on Esau. Going into the 10 horns, that hated the great whore, being the European Union, hey, and everybody else that's doing business with America, they're gonna switch up on her. Why? Because Esau is being made bare. His secret place is being uncovered. Like we done already heard that it was America, Esau that blew up the Nord Stream pipelines, that supplied gas and oil from Russia to Europe. And then we already heard that the initial attack, I think when Hamas or Gaza launched them 7,000, 10,000 rockets against Israel, we heard that they was actually shooting weapons, American weapons that they got from Ukraine. So Ukraine getting them weapons from America and sold it to what? To the so-called Middle East. And they shot that stuff against Israel. Hey, so Esau is the source of all the world's conflict. That's why the ambassador, being Gog and Magog, Russia, is being sent among the heathen to gather the nations to rise up in battle against her. So yeah, everybody gonna come to the conclusion that America, particularly, gotta be wiped out. And which that's what the scriptures conclude as well. Hey, but we really ahead of our time, through this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. What we already know through the spirit, the rest of the world is coming to find that out right now. That the Edomites, particularly being America, got to be wiped out for it to be world peace.
All right. Revelation chapter 17, verse 16 through 17.
Perfect.
And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire.
That's a metaphor for the nations that were at peace with America, turning up on her and destroying her. Shooting their nuclear missiles at her.
17. For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled.
So the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, put in the hearts of these nations to fulfill his will. And what is his will? For America to be wiped out. So, it's not even, they want to wipe this place out. Hey, but the Lord does too. So, it's no turning back. We know the Lord controls all things. So a man may say, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to let that slide. The Lord's not letting them slide. Then we see, who they up against. Putin, he a mild man, but Putin got some hard heads around him. They always in this area, just wiped some Edomites that's allied with some Russians. He was going hard. He said, in 4 missiles, he can wipe this place out. Then I did a lesson, they was mapping out the destruction of, I think it was London, Paris, a few European countries. He said, push the button and count to 200. He said, these countries will be underwater. He said, that's how you got to talk to the people to get them to see the point. He said, count to 200 right now. He said, where you gonna go?
The Lord put a different speed on Gog and Magog, on the Russians and stuff.
And see, that's why, yeah, And see, that's why America is a queendom. That's why Obadiah, and it says, let us rise up against her. It's talking about these soft, feminine Edomites here in America. Them Edomites, Russia in the East, you know, they masculine still, for the most part. So that's why, again, the scriptures say, let us rise up against her. It's talking about the Edomites here in the East. I mean, in the West. Yeah, they ain't playing over there. Then you see, you got people like Little Rocket Man, North Korea.
Yeah.
He stayed shooting missiles like he's shooting 9mm bullets.
He had fun.
Man, them millions of dollars going to them missiles. He let them off like fireworks.
Yep.
And then you got Xi Jinping, the Chinese president. And you can tell he crafty. You can tell he, yeah.
He don't even really be talking too much. Not saying.
Yeah, he was just over here in California. Yup, to meet with Biden. You just know you know that dude crafty. He always got a smirk. No, he cooking up something. Yeah, I sure can't wait, cause man, what? Man, what? Yeah, yeah, I'm glad too, man. Hey, I'm glad, man. This place sickening. Yup. Hey, yeah, and that's why another reason why America gonna be outnumbered and outmatched. Hey, men don't want to fight no more. They don't want to fight for America. They go to the military to get financial aid, government assistance, money and stuff. They're not going there to fight.
You know, while our kids over here learning if they want to be a boy or a girl, you know what I'm saying? Russian them people all over there, they getting ready for war, man.
You seen that clip? I think you sent to me last year. There was Chinese little boys was disassembling and reassembling firearms.
All that. We over here, you know, being obese, eating all these, eating ice cream and shit, just walking around living jolly, man. It's over, man. They have no idea, yo. They have no idea. It's crazy. They gonna hit them until them nukes come on their ass, then they gonna wake the fuck up.
Uh-huh. What you got next?
I think that's the last one.
That was it. That's a bet. Hey, that's a bet. I think that's about it. We close out. Oh, matter of fact, a few brothers posted precepts. Let me grab that. Hey, the water for the precepts. We about to get it going. Hey, Shalom to daughter Yahweh, King serving Yahweh Shah, my brother Kalab. Let's see who else we got. To the brother Mayaka Allah. To the brother Dewar Yasha Allah. Hey, Shalom to you, Yahabashim Sabaraka, my brother Tahawan Blab. And to the sister Athena Powdra. Yahabashim Yahushai, Barakadata, y'all. You know, a lot of for tuning in. So let's get the precept. Jeremiah 50 and 14. Chapter 50. We're going to get verses 14 to 15.
14 to 15?
Yep.
All right, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 14 through 15. And it says, put yourselves in array against Babylon round about you. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Adawan Yahweh. Shout against her round about. She hath given her hand, her foundations are fallen, her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of the Adawan Yahweh. Take vengeance upon her, as she hath done unto her.
Yeah, so Lord, you know, getting these nations ready to surround this place so that what? They can shoot her, they can shoot them missiles. The Lord says, shoot at her, spare no arrows. So it's gonna be a full onslaught of nuclear missiles hitting this place. You know how you can rapid fire to empty out a gun? Hey, they're gonna be rapidly pushing them buttons to let off all their missiles. You know, like when the old school computer used to not work, you hitting the yeah, that's how they're gonna be. Yup. And why? Because this is the Lord's vengeance. Because what did we just get? Revelation 17, the Lord put in their hearts to fulfill his will. But this is the Lord's vengeance that this place be taken out. And because what? As she has done, the nations are going to do to her. Why? Because the Lord is not mocked. What a man or a nation sows, that man or nation will reap. Yep. So we got the book of Sirach.
Ecclesiastes.
Yep. Chapter 12.
Verse
17 and 18.
18. Ecclesiastes, also known as Sirach, chapter 17 through 18. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee.
So yeah, real quick, what is that saying? You find yourself in any kind of trouble, any kind of conflict, who's gonna be the first one on the scene? Esau, Edom. And those who are first 48, stuff like that, is usually a lot of times the killer that reports the murder. But usually the first one on the scene is the one that did the crime. For example, when the Nord Stream pipelines were destroyed, moments before, Esau was down there under the water messing with some stuff. Hey, next thing you know, the pipes blew up.
All right. Verse 18, he will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance.
So yeah, he gonna put on the show. You know, he gonna weep and mourn with you. He gonna act surprised. He gonna change his countenance, but he the one that did it. Let's see. Hey, con to the brother, the warrior Shahala. Yeah. Slaves gonna have slaves. It's gonna be on. It's on. Hey, our children, hey, they're gonna have their own slaves. You know, we're gonna have ours, children gonna have theirs, slaves gonna have slaves. Hey, even the animals gonna, hey, Esau about to be a slave to everybody, even to the animals. The brother Ashfakar, he was saying that if a bird tell Esau to get that grape, Esau better get that grape. The Issachar brother.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hey, so hey, yeah, even in the kingdom, the animals, they gonna have authority over Esau.
Everything.
Yeah, that was it. Hey, so the water for everybody that tuned in. Honor to the brethren that's laboring doing the work. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Yahweh Shema Shabbat Barakatah. We're gonna face the east and close out. What up, bro? All right, so give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakodash. All right, we'll be out tomorrow, Lord willing. Till next time, Shalom.
Wow. He good with that.